YouTube, how we doing, family? It's your boy, Yo, and this is another episode of YoHoops. I go through every NBA game every day. Today's Thursday, February 5th, and we have an 8-game NBA card. I'm going to walk you through my thoughts and let you know the sides I like, so please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and let me know your favorite game in the comment section below. Without further ado, let me get into today's games. Recap yesterday, I went 3-4 on the 7-game card. Not the best outcome overall, but a lot of the games came down to the wire. The Nuggets blew a 6-point cover in OT, the Raptors lost by 2 and they were getting 1 point, and the Kings couldn't beat the Grizzlies G League team. We were able to cash with the Celtics and the Cavs, and I left a pinned comment letting you guys know I was making a pivot to the Spurs laying the points. Not my favorite card today, just because of all of the trades and guys sitting out, but I'll let you know my thoughts and try and sweep it per usual. In our first matchup of the evening, we have the Brooklyn Nets in Orlando taking on Orlando Magic. Magic are minus 370 on the money line, and the total is 214. I watched the last couple Nets games. It looks to me like the wheels are starting to fall off. They lost by 16 to the Lakers at home, then 53 to the Pistons in Detroit. I always have confidence in Michael Porter Jr., but let's be honest, we've all been surprised by how well the rest of the team has played, at least in spots. Franz Wagner is also ruled out for Orlando, but at home, I still see them as a superior team in this matchup. I'm taking the Magic laying the 9.5 as my first selection of the evening. In our next matchup, we have the Washington Wizards in Detroit taking on the Detroit Pistons. Pistons are minus 850 on the money line, and the total is 226. More than likely, this game is a pass for me altogether. The Pistons should win it by margin, but I'm not rushing to the window to like 15 points. Cade Cunningham and Tobias Harris are both listed as questionable. If I had to play it, I'd grab the points with the Wizards and hope Cade sits. I'll lean to the Wizards plus a 14.5 as my next selection of the evening. In our next matchup, we have the Chicago Bulls in Toronto taking on Toronto Raptors. Raptors are minus 330 on the money line, and the total is 225. The Raptors come into this one on the second leg of a back-to-back, but no travel as they remain at home. They lost a closely contested game against the Wolves last night, so all of their stars played over 30 minutes. It also concerns me that they lost the fourth quarter about 12 points. Not only did they blow the lead, but it looked like they were running out of gas late. I want to be on the Bulls considering the rest advantage, but 80% of their lineup is out or questionable due to trades. In the coming week, I'm definitely high on this Bulls team, but until the dust settles, I think they mail this one in. I'm taking the Raptors laying the 8 as my next selection of the evening. In our next matchup, we have the Utah Jazz in Atlanta taking on Atlanta Hawks. Hawks are minus 350 on the money line, and the total is 244. I want to believe that the Hawks are the better team, but I can also make the argument that Lauri Markkanen is the best player on the floor. Keontae George is ruled out, but I can still see Collier running their offense and keeping this one competitive. He had 22 assists in their last outing against the Pacers. That's as much as the Hawks' entire starting lineup in their last game, which was a win in Miami. Okongwu is ruled out for Atlanta, and they just traded Porzingis, so they'll also be shorthanded on the glass. I'm taking the Jazz plus a 9.5 as my next selection of the evening. In our next matchup, we have the Charlotte Hornets in Houston taking on the Houston Rockets. Rockets are minus 170 on the money line, and the total is 216.5. The Rockets come into this one on the second leg of a back-to-back, but no travel as they remain at home. They got their asses kicked by the Celtics last night, which we were on, but I do see this as a bounce-back spot. No travel, so rest shouldn't play as much of a factor, and the Hornets are a little shorthanded after trading Colin Sexton. I've been high on Charlotte. I tend to bet with them often, but at the end of the day, let's not act like they're better than the Rockets at full strength in Houston. I'm taking the Rockets laying the 4 as my next selection of the evening. In our next matchup, we have the San Antonio Spurs in Dallas taking on the Dallas Mavericks. Spurs are minus 290 on the money line, and the total is 229.5. The Spurs come into this one on the second leg of a back-to-back. Not much travel, but they do fly from San Antonio to Dallas. They got the dominant win over the Thunder last night, so they were able to limit Wemby's minutes to 28. Obviously, the Mavericks just traded half of their lineup, and now I'm seeing Daniel Gafford listed as questionable with a sprained ankle. I should mention everyone's on the Spurs, so I don't necessarily want to ride with the public, but I can't see the Mavs keeping this one competitive. I'm taking the Spurs laying the 7.5 as my next selection of the evening. In our next matchup, we have the Golden State Warriors in Phoenix taking on the Phoenix Suns. Suns are minus 245 on the money line, and the total is 214.5. We faded the Warriors in their last game, mainly predicated on Steph not playing, but I also think the outcome of that game was a bit exaggerated. The Sixers were hitting every shot, but I saw stretches where the Dubs looked competitive. Phoenix is still without Devin Booker. I actually think this is a surprise spot where the Warriors shoot lights out and potentially get an upset win. I know Steph's not playing tonight, but besides that, they finally have some clarity in their lineup after trading Kaminga and Horford. All the money is on Phoenix, but the line is set this short for a reason. I'm taking the Warriors plus the 6 as my next selection of the evening. In our next matchup, we have the Philadelphia 76ers in Los Angeles taking on the Los Angeles Lakers. Lakers are minus 175 on the money line, and the total is 233.5. I know the Sixers have looked competitive recently, but man for man, the Lakers have more talent on the floor tonight. Austin Reeves is back in the lineup. Between AR, Luka, and LeBron, they can single handedly win this game. Joel Embiid is listed as questionable. I know Maxi's showing up, but besides that, I can't expect Oubre and Edgecombe to get me an outright win in crypto. If the Lakers role players even contribute a little bit, they're winning this game by 6 plus, easy. I'm taking the Lakers laying the 4 as my last and final selection. And that's going to conclude today's video. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Like I said, tread lightly with all the trades going down, but I still feel confident in my plays for tonight. I'm now 20-11 on every game played in February. Let's keep the momentum rolling. I appreciate the support so much. I do this every day for free, so please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It's your boy, Yo! And until the next one, I'ma catch y'all. Peace.